Alright, so before this video really starts, I do want to make a little bit of a disclaimer. This video is going to sound a little bit more negative than most videos you see about this game. Because this game is amazing, right? This game is very special. But I don't want that to take away from some of the problems that this game has. So, with that being said, just a little disclaimer, it's going to sound like I'm complaining a little bit, but this game does have some pretty big problems, and I don't really know if people are talking about them, because, to be honest, I haven't really been watching that much content on this game. So, this gameplay from this video is me, and this is going to bring us into the first problem I have with this game, right? Again, disclaimer, this game is amazing, and I'm going to continue playing it because this game is actually special. But, it has problems. So, again, we're going to segue into the first problem. So, this video you're seeing right now is my gameplay using all of the knowledge that I obtained during day one of me playing the game. And I want to clarify that I did not use any training mode. This is all from just me playing matches, all the stuff that I learned from me playing matches. Now, the reason that this is important is I tried training mode. And this is an alpha, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know why I'm saying this, because this is very clearly going to be fixed. Very clearly going to be fixed. But it is extremely frustrating, so I do want to point this out. And I also want to point out a potential possible fix that I have not tried yet, but I'm going to try after this video. Because now that I've gotten a good feel of the game, I want to learn combos and stuff. And this game's combos are extremely complicated, which is another problem we're going to go into soon. But, yeah, so the reason why I've been avoiding training mode is because I've played training mode about 2 or 3 times for about 5 minutes each. And I quit every single time. Because for some reason, in training mode, on the PS5 version, the game drops insane frames. Insane frames. We're talking 10 to 20 frames, and it is constantly dropping, only in training mode. So, I don't know what that's about, but it's incredibly frustrating, because if you haven't played this game, you don't understand how hard the combos are in this game compared to every other modern fighting game. The combos in this game are so specific, that you really need to lab out these combos. And this is the first time in my thousands of hours of playing fighting games where I was getting frustrated at training mode, because it sucks. The training mode I've never played a fighting game that has performance issues on training mode. Now again, this is an alpha, so obviously this is going to get fixed, but oh my god, is it frustrating. Now, I do want to say, I do believe that there may be a fix for this already, which I'm going to try after this video. But there is a mode that puts the game into 120 FPS. Now, I don't play any fighting games on 120 FPS mode, even though it does lower input delay. And that's because 120 FPS mode looks absolutely disgusting. I never like playing 120 FPS mode on any fighting game because it makes the game super low res, it looks super blurry, and it gives it tons of screen tearing, like especially in Street Fighter 6. So I always stay away from 120 FPS mode. However, I'm going to try it out for training mode later, because I feel like that might fix the frame drops, but we're going to see. Other than that, training mode is frustrating to play. Now, this game needs training mode more than any other modern fighting game. So, that is why it's very frustrating, because this game's combos are so specific you'd think you'd be playing a 20-year-old fighting game. Like, it is insane that you can be doing a combo that you've been doing all day, and all of a sudden it just stops working, and you don't know why. So, everything in a combo matters. How many hits the combo is, literally how long you waited to hit them in the air, all of that stuff is there. All of that stuff is there. But you might have not even seen this stuff in years, because this is kind of stuff that we got rid of. Because, quite honestly, it could be frustrating sometimes when you just hit a guy, you're doing the same combo you've been doing the whole time, and it stopped working because, oh, you hit him 4 millifarts too close to the ground, so that messed up the gravity of the entire combo. It's like, what? But whether you like that or not, I do like it sometimes. I do like the freedom that it gives. Whether you like it or not, there's one thing I think everybody can agree on. The audience for this game is confusing. This is a game that's based off one of the most casual video games ever made, also one of the most popular video games ever made. And it is more complicated than probably any fighting game of the past, like, 6 years. So, I don't know the audience for this game, because so far, if a League of Legends player touched this game, I think they would be turned into space dust immediately. I don't really know who the audience is for this game, especially since they kind of geared this game towards a casual audience by removing motion inputs. But it doesn't make a difference because the game is still more complicated than 99% of other fighting games. So they removed motion inputs, which I don't really care that much about, but I do think it's a problem that we're going to get into in a second. They removed motion inputs to cater to a casual audience, but the game itself is one of the least casual fighting games I've ever played. So I don't really know what? Now, that's a good thing, right? For me, I'm a fighting game fan, that's a good thing. But let's get into those no motion inputs. So this game has directional inputs, no motion inputs. And again, this is one of the most complicated fighting games we've seen in a while. Which means it has a lot of mechanics. Which means when you don't have motion inputs, you're only relegated to having a few different inputs. And that also means that because this game is so complicated and there's so many mechanics, that the mechanics are going to get put on the same button as another mechanic. And that's the problem. Mainly, my biggest problem in this game, and maybe you just can't do it in this game, but this is one of the most oppressive fighting games we've seen in a long time. The block strings are absolutely insane. And the problem is that you're getting absolutely mauled in the corner and you're trying to sneak in a little sneaky super to hopefully hit one of their gaps in their strings, and your character just does a little teabag and gets punched in the face. It's like, what are we doing? Or you're trying to do a wake-up super and you get universal DP. So, yeah, everyone has a universal DP, but universal DP is on the same button as wake-up super. But supers are on the same button as your special move. So what I'm trying to say is that if you try to wake up super, there can be 3 things that can happen. Your character is going to wake up and they're going to super, which normally does not happen. They're going to wake up and they're going to do universal DP when you're trying to get super, or they're going to wake up and just do a special move. And look, I know people are going to say one thing to this. They're going to say, how about you stop mashing, right? And here's the problem. In a game like this, especially when it's new, you don't know where the gaps in people's strings are, alright? And this game's pressure is absolutely insane. So of course you're going to mash super when someone's hitting you, because you just want to super one of their one of their strengths. The problem with that is that super is on the same button as special move. Meaning, you cannot mash super in this game. You cannot mash super. If you mash super, you will get a special move, unless you do the input perfectly. The input for super is down, down, special 1, special 2. You're pressing both special move buttons. Which means that if you do not do down, down, 2 specials, you are literally pressing 2 different special moves at the same time. So the chances of you getting a special move to come out instead of a super are massive. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the simple inputs make the game more frustrating because this game is super, super complex. So like, the simple inputs aren't helping nobody because the people that are going to use them are not playing this game. Like, it's just as simple as that. And I saw a lot of people saying that this game is too easy because it has auto combos. That just goes to show that you have no idea what you're talking about because when the game starts, you have to pick your buff. And one of the buffs that you can pick is auto combo. So what that means is, when you pick auto combo, you are missing out on the other buffs. And the buffs are massive. We're talking, you can literally choose to have X Factor. But you can't have X Factor and an auto combo. You have to choose. So yeah, the auto combos in this game suck because they're literally putting you at a disadvantage. You're not getting one of the buffs when you pick auto combo. So for people who say this game has auto combos, you just need to shut up and probably play the game first. Because the auto combos are literally putting you at a disadvantage by taking away one of your buffs. No, not one of your buffs, your only buff. So, yeah. So we talked about the frame rate issues making training mode unplayable, which in turn makes the game more frustrating because the combos are so complicated that you need training mode to learn the combos, but you can't learn the combos because the frames are literally disgustingly low. On top of you trying to do some certain inputs in the game, but the simple inputs are also binded to the same buttons as multiple other things, so you just die and explode. So those are really the main problems right there. And then there's also some balance problems, but I don't want to talk about them too much because it's an alpha, but there are 3 things I mainly want to talk about when it comes to balance so far. Number 1, there are 6 characters in this game, and 3 of them are big body, big ooga booga characters. And that's a problem, okay? Because in this game, all of these big body characters have full screen advancing armor moves that do 40%. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm playing these high execution, small characters, and I'm getting sharded on by the Pringles guy. Like, it's a little frustrating. It's a little frustrating. What I'm trying to say is, stop. I'm a big body hater. I hate big bodies in fighting games. And there are 6 characters in this game, and 3 of them are big bodies. That's more big body characters than most fighting games have. So, if we could stop that, I would appreciate it. And again, that just makes the balance more frustrating because, again, the combos in this game are extremely specific. I can't play training mode to learn the combos because training mode is dying. So, I'm trying to pull off these super high execution things with no training, and the Oompa Loompa over here is doing 3 moves and murdering my character. And like I said, half the roster can do that because 3 of them are big bodies. So it's a little frustrating and it feels a little unbalanced, but it's an alpha, so I don't want to talk about balance too much. But if we're going to talk about balance, there's 2 more things I need to talk about. Number 1. I've only really played Echo and Yasuo, but with that being said, half of the supers in this game feel completely useless. I don't know what the point of Echo supers are, genuinely. So yeah, that's a problem. But the biggest problem, this is the biggest problem for balance in my opinion. Look, the big bodies are annoying, but that's obviously going to get fixed, and also as more characters are added, there's going to be less people that play the big bodies, obviously, right? But my biggest problem with the balance so far are the assists. And what I want to say is the assists 75% of the assists in this game feel completely useless. Completely useless. Ari has the best assist in the game. Her assist will lock you down. It's a combo extender, and it's an OTG. Bro, half of the assists in these games struggle to do one of those things. So, the only use I see for some of the assists in this game is literally just to bring your other character out so you can handshake them. Like, it's so hard to do combo extenders with half of the assists in these games, let alone pressure. So, yes, something needs to be done about that, because Ari clearly has the best assist in the game, and everyone else's assist is pretty just not even close to her assist. And you could just say, oh, well, they could just nerf her assist, but then that brings the... I mean, you could... I don't know. Look, it's an alpha, right? But I do want to say is that a lot of the assists feel very not as good as Ari's. And I don't know if Ari's is overpowered or if Ari is what they're trying to go for with the assist, but either way, the assists are they're not very equal in power. I'll say that. So anyways, like sub, I like the game a lot. This is a bit of a negative video, but I do want to talk about my problems with the game, because I don't really see many people talking about that. And maybe these aren't really problems, maybe this is just a skill issue. But whatever, I'm going to be playing more 2x KO, I'm going to be hitting training mode. Like, sub, and stay tuned. Peace.